Welcome to the Drum Social Podcast with Alex Morse and Ben Bell.
Welcome to the Drum Social Podcast. Today we're at Neck Deep's warehouse with the Prince of Pop Punk, Matt Powles. How's it going?
Good, thank you. How are you guys?
Very good, yeah, thanks.
So we like to start the interviews out with a gift first.
A gift.
So I'd like to give you a gift. Joel, can we get the gift, please?
Go on, Joel.
Usually they come in a gift bag, Matt, but unfortunately I couldn't find a bag big enough.
What the fuck is that?
So we've covered it.
I was in
we've
the
covered
jumper.
it in Joel's hoodie.
Is the jumper the gift or
You can keep the jumper if you want.
across the road from my house?
Yeah.
Thank you. Did you get these from down the road?
Yeah, I planned it though, by the way, just so you know. I knew there was a Tim Hortons there. I didn't want to buy them from my one and then drive them for 5 hours.
Makes sense. Thank you very much. Did it take 30 minutes for them to get them?
No,
you?
it was
didn't?
immediate. And the guy who gave them to me was like one of the happiest Tim Hortons staff I've ever experienced.
We have very different realities.
Why?
You order a coffee from there and it's like there's legal loopholes to jump through to get you a coffee. It's just 10 minutes for a black coffee. Like I could have made one at home.
Here's what I like about Tim's though, right?
Thank you.
It's not
Wes
that
is gonna love these.
It's not that great, is it? No. But
I don't know what it even is.
But in Braintree, I think they really try, and that's why I think it is ultimately the best. But the reason we got you Tim Hortons donuts is because I like to start with talking about the ultra 24-hour relay run you did for raising money for War Child UK.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through that? And I think, was it sponsored by Tim Hortons or
Was it? Fuck no.
there was just a lot of Tim Hortons in the
pictures.
I saw.
Well, obviously Tim Hortons. So we live across the road from Tim Hortons.
Yes.
The houses are looking at Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
So West, when he lived in LA, goes to Eagle Rock Run Club, and when he moved back, he wanted to start a run club. So he just called it Eagle Rock UK. But because Tim's is across the road and they've got the little picnic benches, we would just start there every week. And we were just talking one day on tour and we just came up with a stupid idea of doing like an ultra, but like a backyard ultra. So do you know what a backyard ultra is?
No idea.
So it's you run 5K on the hour every hour. And the winner is the person that's left at the end.
Right.
So it doesn't stop until there's one person left. And I think the one that West showed me, it was in Australia, and there was like 2 people left, and this was like 38 hours in. And one guy came back just in time, and the other one started hallucinating and got lost in the woods. So we were like, let's do something like that for fun. And they had to go.
Did they find him?
They did find him, yeah. It's pretty gnarly. It's on YouTube. But
I found half of him.
So we were like, we'll do something for that for War Child. Like, we're big proponents of raising money for War Child. For Ali Pali, we did some like War Child do these things where they take a song and then turn the audio into like physical art and like you sell them. So we figured we'd do something. But yeah, it just came up with this idea of let's do that. Do it at Tim's. The idea is we'll eat donuts along the way. It turned out that I don't want to eat donuts for 24 hours. I'm not mad on donuts anyway. But
well, you've got 12
I've got 12, yeah. But we just had like a donut, like soft dog toy donut baton that we would pass.
Yeah.
And so we started at midnight, and the idea was that there's always someone running this 2.5K loop and you just relay it. So like, I think, there was only me, West, and his sister that did the full 24 hours. West did like 57K across the day. I did like 52, and then Charlotte, his sister, who'd never run more than 20K, did like 48. But it was a good turnout, to be fair. We raised about $3,000, I think, which was good for just just a stupid idea on tour.
Yeah.
And it was a stupid idea, and it was fucking freezing. And in the middle of the day, this red herring, but in the middle of the day, we went in the house to just like get a coffee and bring some stuff out. And we're like, it smells like fish in here. What the fuck? Why does it smell like fish? We couldn't work it out, and then went back in an hour later and was like, it smells worse. Now like dead fish. And whatever dead fish smells like, I'd imagine like that. We'd had an extension cord plugged into the house, and it was about to start an electrical fire. Ooh. So it was a good job we went in. So yeah.
So extension lead that's about to burn a house down smells like dead fish.
Allegedly.
Hey,
yeah.
look, that's good advice.
Bullet dodge then.
What would have been the best gift I could have got you?
Because
Because I also own a time machine, so
a time machine would have been the great. That would have been the greatest gift.
I'm not allowed to give it away. There's loopholes.
There is loopholes. Damn it.
Anyway,
Right.
donate to War Child UK. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Moving on to your drumming, how did you get into drums and start in drums?
God, I mean, when I was younger, it was like music was that kind of thing that I never really had like a big interest in it until my mum sort of like remarried and my stepdad like moved in and was never really, I'd never thought I had the musical thing, you know, or the musical. I said I don't think I have a musical gift, but like musical proficiency. When I was younger, I was always playing football, trying to skateboard, and that was a bit of it. But I'll come to that. But like, so my stepdad moved in, and he just brought boxes of CDs and DVDs, and there I am as like an 8-year-old, like just picking through them and like picking out all these things. Look, that's a cool cover. That's a cool cover. Like, little CD player I'd go, I'll like listen to that. No, I don't like that, don't like that, don't like that. And then start to find ones that I did like. And they're all just the same thing. And it was just Metallica.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he'd have like Thunder in there and like AC/DC and Sabbath and a few ones that I think were sort of like he didn't like, but he kept the bit that I ended up liking. I think he had one random Korn CD, and I know he doesn't like Korn, but he must have kept it. But then I found his DVDs a little bit later. And he had this, once I'd listened to you know, the Black Album and Load and Reload and Kill 'Em All, and then he had this Metallica Cunning Stunts DVD, and I just used to watch it just every day, like all day, and I was just obsessed. I was obsessed with like how heavy it was. I was obsessed with like the energy that it had. I was obsessed with that they come on with no house lights on and play So What, and there's all the swearing in it, and as an 9-year-old I'm like, this is awesome. You know, at the time I'm thinking like, this drum kit's huge, Lars is great. Lars is another thing, but
You're in the t-shirt.
I was just infatuated with it, and past that it was like I have to do my own thing of this. I want to play along. Like, so I tried guitar, didn't work. Tried bass, didn't work. Drums were always that thing at school where you had to have either pay for them and they were too expensive, or you had to have certain like I can't remember what they called, like tax credits or some shit that your parents would get to get the drum lessons.
Right.
And I never passed the criteria, or like I could never get a slot to do it. Also, music at school was just hitting the funny noises on the keyboard,
DJ.
wasn't it? DJ,
Yeah.
Woo,
Yeah.
woo, all that shit.
Dictionary.
So pretty much, yeah. So, and I would just, whenever we could get into the music room to like hit a drum kit, it was always like, you'd always get 2 minutes before the music teacher would come in and be like, you're not supposed to do that, fuck off. And then one day, my friend was like, he was in this like pop punk band at school, and they kind of like had a falling out, and he's like, I want to play like metal and Avenged Sevenfold and like Metallica and stuff. And I was like, I want to do that. He knew this like practice room in Newark, which is where I grew up, near Nottingham. And he was like, do you want to come and try and play drums? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to try. And I went and sort of didn't really get it, but I couldn't really put it together. And then my mum was like, are you serious about this? And I was like, I'd love to be serious because I just want to play Metallica. It's just like all I care about. And she was like, right, well, this is a bit of a long-winded way of doing it, but because it's cheaper than buying you a drum kit, we'll buy you the Guitar Hero drums and you can learn the coordination.
So good. What do you mean?
Yeah. And I got good at it. And she was like, oh, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. So saved up, bought a drum kit, bought some shitty cymbals. I'd downloaded the Metallica DLC and learned For Whom the Bell Tolls on the dunna, dunna, dunna. And then my mate was like, should we learn For Whom the Bell Tolls? And I was like, I know it.
I'm already better than Lars.
Yeah. Just waiting for James to give you a call.
Yeah. So then when we practiced for the first time playing a full like drum kit that he'd set up and showed me how to set up, he was like, right, just, you know the song, like just play it as if you were playing Guitar Hero. But so I did it, and it was like, oh yeah, it's not the same, but it is kind of the same principle. And then he was like, you know, just like forget about Guitar Hero, just like listen to songs and like just try and sort of internalize it. And even if you're just going through the motions in your bedroom, just sort of like finding the, you know, the hats are here and the snares there, and it's just like Guitar Hero, but think of it physically. And then got to that, and then Tony, my stepdad, he got me like an electric kit, and we put like that in the garage. So I got okay at that, and then got the double pedal. And then from that point, it was just like, I would just hours and hours and hours and hours in the garage. Just, I used to get home from school and I just put ankle weights on my ankles, put a film on, and just, you know, I just read online back then. It must have been like 2009, 2008, just slow as control, 60 BPM, just watching a film, not doing my homework. Just this for hours. But yeah, it just kind of blossomed from there, really. And then I'd try and learn everything. It was all metal initially, all metal. All I cared about, Metallica, Slipknot, early days, Avenged Sevenfold. And then I found Lamb of God, and that changed everything because Chris Adler was so different in the way that he played. And it made me want to learn like Lay to Rest and Descending and, you know, everything. Walk With Me in Hell with those like weird swells with the...
And how old are you?
I was like 12, 13.
Playing
14.
Lamb of God.
Trying. I mean, I think so. We used to cover Late to Rest, and I got that pretty. And got all those bits down, and then we used to cover that in our cover band.
That's fucking great.
Then sort of you played gigs. Towards the end of school, it was like, what are you going to do? You're going to do sixth form. You're going to do college. Went to sixth form. Head of six. Hated me. At this point, I'd sort of like tried to sort of keep leveling up with drums and getting more bands and whatever. She was like, are you going to take education seriously? Or, music's not a real thing. You should think about what's going to make you money and better life choices. And there's me just drumming on the tables. Anyway, failed sixth form because I didn't care.
Yeah.
Was playing in bands all in Lincoln because you had to get the train to Lincoln. There was a better music scene there. And kicked me out of sixth form. So I went to music college. And that was where it sort of like shifted from taking it as I just want to play metal to like, it was a year of, right, every 4 weeks, you get mixed up into a different band. And at the end of the 4 weeks, you play a gig. And they would be like, you're going to learn 5 songs. One from the 60s, one from the 70s, one from the 80s, one from the 90s, one from the noughties. And you would have to like get the songs past your tutor. So, it'd be everything from like the Beach Boys, Fleetwood Mac to, what's that? I can't remember his name. That I know. What song is that?
Bill Withers.
Bill Withers, that's it. Having to learn how many I know.
Yeah,
to then go
is he going for?
at the end of it, I fucked it up. But,
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
The Guitar Hero crowd, like, boo, as you're trying to do it.
Boo. And they were all take the double pedal away, single pedal. They'd have classes Tuesday, Wednesday, where like a proper musical coordinator director would come in and it'd be like, we're going to learn Stevie Wonder in an hour. So he'd be like, this is the beat. And then he'd get the bassist to play. And then they'd be like, right, you two lock that in. And like, that kind of transformed it to the point where I started to just think that everything was like, to sort of just hats and kick. And ghost notes randomly had just appeared. And I was like, wow, this is cool. Yeah. I love this. And that changed my perspective on it to the point where I really wanted to take it seriously. But at the same time, I ended up in a hardcore band. And, then I got kicked out of college because I was on tour all the time. So I got kicked out of sixth form, got kicked out of college, was on tour, came home one day to my mum being like, listen, I've been kicked out and I'm going on tour next week for a month. And she's in tears, but they always supported me and they always, they always put it forward. And like, it was for them, like drums, without them and without my stepdad sort of pushing Metallica on me, drums would have never been a thing. So I guess that's the summarized long-winded story of it.
How did you end up? You said it so like, I guess I just ended up in this band. You just woke up one day and you're on the bus?
So
Captain Hook had kidnapped you?
I was in a bunch of bands in Lincoln. I was in one band called I Know a Ghost. We used to do the Devil Wears Prada as the intro, that I know, which is cringy looking back on it. But there was another band at the time that we used to play with that were like, they were like the cool band. I can't remember what they were called now, but they ended up making a new band called Long Live, and it was like Counterparts, but with sort of really like major techie sort of tones. And then two of that band left to join this band called Climates. And then the drummer left Climates and they asked me to do it. So I went and did that. And it sort of shifted really quickly to like, they released a song. They pretty much released a song about 6 months or 3 or 4 months before Neck Deep released a part of me. And then Climates just went on tour. We just ended up jumping on all these European tours that a guy at the time that was booking loads of hardcore bands around Europe. And you would just, what, you getting paid 50 quid? You can supply all the backline? Sure, like play as many shows. So I think we did we must have done like 3 months straight back to back just around Europe, just touring, making ends meet somehow. I mean, I worked at Asda at the time, but like it was just one of those things where I just, luckily, because I'd been playing in Lincoln and I was quite handy on a double kick at the time, that they were like, he can do it. So I got asked and I was never going to say no, because you're always looking for that next level of band in the local scene that can get out of the town. And when it's like, we're going on tour in Europe, that's like far away. You're 17, 18. So yeah, that was how it happened. Got kicked out. It was the best thing I did was getting kicked out of college. But it was also the best thing I did was going to college to study music. So study, just piss around and play drums really.
Can't believe it all started with Guitar Hero.
I know, that's insane.
I remember that thing back in the day of Dave Grohl being like, get off Guitar Hero and play a real instrument. And I'm like, sure, but like, shit costs money, man. Like, you kids have all got PlayStations, and a bunch of my mates at school that were just huge football fans had no interest in music whatsoever, but put Guitar Hero in front of them and they disconnect from, because they would just be like, oh, shitty guitar music. But they play Guitar Hero and they disconnect from the idea that it is metal or rock, and they just love the game.
Okay, and then going from that to how you got into Neck Deep. I know you just then said about kind of going up and promoting into
Fair,
different
okay.
bands, but how did
So,
that come about?
Me and Sam, who's left-hand guitarist in Neck Deep, we were in Climates. It was our life. We just did everything with it. When Neck Deep did their first UK headline on Wishful Thinking, which was their first record, their manager at the time was sort of like looking after Climates. And loosely looking after, you know, I'm not saying that was any bad thing. Loosely looking after was more than we'd ever had. So it was great for us. But he was just like, do you want a drum tech and guitar tech? And we were like, yeah, sure. How much do you want? And we were like, how much do you ask for? And he's like, 50 quid a day, all right? And you're like, really? That's so much money. So we just did that. You know, I'd got to the point where I thought I knew a little bit about drums. I didn't really know shit about drums other than setting your own drums up. So when it came to setting drums up then, it was pretty much just set them up, put the heads on, turn it till it sounds good. And then Climate sort of ended and shifted into this other band. And I didn't last super long in that band because I was sort of getting to the point where this sounds a bit stupid, but I was 20. I'd been touring since I was early 17. So 3 years of, but you're slogging it in Europe like a lot, and slogging it around the UK, like sleeping in squats in Czech Republic, getting fucking broken into in a Tesco car park when you're in Romania and that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like sleeping in the van and two lads are there with a crowbar and you're like, we've got nothing. You know what I mean? But I was getting to the point where I was like seeing how bands around us were just doing this, and we were doing this, you know, and everybody's searching for that, aren't they? And you know, I think it was that kind of thing where you look at other bands that are just exploding and you're like, why is that not happening to us? But I think I sort of rationalized it at the time, and I was like, it was nice getting paid to set drums up. It was nice. I'm 20 years old. Like, it was nice to not have to empty my bank account every month to go on tour or be in my overdraft. And so I got offered the gig to drum tech full time because Neck Deep was just America, it was Australia, it was around the world, it was Japan, it was UK, it was Europe, it was everything. And I was like, if I don't do this now, someone else is going to do it. And I just jumped at the chance and was just like, sure. So I quit playing, started drum teching. First actual tour as the drum tech was with All Time Low, Sleeping with Sirens, Neck Deep, 1OK Rock in America. And that was like a small arena tour for All Time Low at the time. They'd just done Future Hearts, which got #1. And that was a fucking massive tour. And that first day, just walking in, it was just like, I'd set his drums up for, you know, I set drums up for Main Stage, Reading and Leeds at the time, like opening that and like their headline tours and whatever. But then you go to America and it seems like a different beast, especially with the big production that there was. And there's me just walking around, just bothering every single drum tech. Like, how'd you do this? How'd you do that?
Yeah, I was about to say, how did you get tips and learn?
I would just be a nuisance to the point where I'd ask questions, I'd watch them load in, I'd watch them set up. I'd try and copy it. The front of house guy for All Time Low at the times from Sheffield, Phil Gornell, he's amazing. He was doing front of house for Neck Deep on that tour. And he would just walk up to me after the show and be like, your toms are sat about here. You know, they're about an A or what, I can't remember what he said, but he was like, you need to sort of finesse this. And then that tour was like 8 weeks. So by week 4, week 5, I'd sort of got into a good process of trying to make it sound good. I did the things, got a tune bot, got a drum dial, tried everything. Watched how they were changing heads, you know, like I was never stretching heads in. I was just putting them on and then getting them off after, and I'd be like, why are they're dented, they're like pitted, they're dead already. And I'm trying not, you know, the band's not big at the time, we're just about affording a bandwagon, and I'm trying not to spend money on heads every show. So it was just like trying to refine a process. That was pretty much how I got into it. I remember we did 8 weeks of that tour. So we did Madison Square Garden, the last show, and then we flew to Glasgow to do the first show of Bring Me's Sempiternal tour. Not Sempiternal, that's the Spirit tour.
Yeah, mental.
Andy Clements is Nickel's drum tech. He's just drum tech for me in Australia, which is a weird, funny circle. But like, I remember being like, now there's a British dude. Maybe he'll like me being a nuisance. And he did not. I love Andy and always have, but like he's big tour for them, huge tour. Like That's the Spirit was that album that really sent them from there to just stratospheric, wasn't it? But again, just watching how he did stuff, asking how he did stuff, you know, like little things like, what are those little square plastic things you've got on the snare? Yeah, things like that. Or like, his snare doesn't sound like that, and he's like, no, I'm just stretching the head in. It's super tight, and you bring it down and you bring it up incrementally and things like that. And like, why are my bottom heads breaking? And like looking along the line of when you've put a head on and then put the hoop on, and looking along the line and been like, oh, if it visibly doesn't look level, something's tighter than somewhere else. So just little tips like that, where it was like, I never thought of things like that, and just trying to get as much knowledge as I possibly could. Yeah, so that was my 19 or 20 years old to 28, 29, really.
Insane.
So
What a
good,
life.
man. I've just realised in this moment, I've never spoken to a drum tech about the art of being a drum tech, and I find it so interesting. All of the tips and tricks that you must have learnt along the way.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I don't think I was ever a great drum tech. I think I refined the process and learnt from my mistakes.
Yeah.
I cared. Like, that's the biggest thing. You just got to care. Like, you could be a great tuner, but like, if you just think, well, I'm a great tuner, so I'm just going to do it. And because I'm me, it works. It's like, well, short ceiling.
Yeah.
Changes it. Like, high ceiling changes it. How's the stage? Like, does the stage wobble? Is the riser flat? Like, is there subs under the stage? That kind of shit. Like, it affects everything. It affects how a kick drum feels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, like I said, I was never a great drum tech, but I cared. And I think I refined a process for me that worked, that I knew. Like, in my early years, it would be like, why is the ride just doing this? And I'd be like, just get a tool and tighten it until it won't go any tighter. It's like, if nothing moves and nothing moves, everything's in place, little map markers every day. Like, how do I save half an hour? Map markers, just get it out, hardware, all the things locked everywhere. It's a jigsaw that takes 5 minutes, and then you can spend 30, 40 minutes trying to tune a floor tom properly, Tried everything, cotton woolen drums. Yeah, I tried fucking everything. But it was, like I say, never a great drum tech, but refined a process. But you should get a drum tech on.
We've kind of got one.
Yeah, we've done it.
But I would love to do more drum tech interviews.
Yeah, I really think it's a job that people don't really think about. Like you said, when you were on Guitar Hero playing it, you're not thinking like, oh yeah, drum tech. But yeah, I think it's such a good and cool job. The way you're describing it, going about all the places you've been.
I think it's the coolest job of other than like having a shit fucking massive budget to do an insane light show. I think drum tech is the coolest job.
I would have loved to be a drum tech for someone.
But
who?
Fun.
Who? Let's pick our dream person we're going to be the drum tech.
I mean, that's a bit of a poison chalice though, because you picking like Eloy with a huge kit, or are you picking Mike Portnoy, or are you picking...
I think I might have said this before. I think I'm picking Juliana. Okay. Because if I pick Mark Juliana, I don't have to tighten everything up because he wants things to fall apart.
Right.
So I can just
when it falls apart, you're just smoking a cigarette.
I was like...
You got what you wanted, man.
Yeah.
I think I'll just go Copeland and just tight every single drum as tight as it can go and just be like, it's all on you, Stuart.
Yeah, he's got good hands, Stuart, so it's all on you, mate. Yeah. I think I pretty much did my dream drum tech job with Architects. Like, day one of that gig, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
Architects.
I have a funny story about that, which we could talk about in a bit, but or we could come back to it if you want. But
could we quickly talk about what's it like now having a drum tech, having been a drum tech? I know you mentioned that you drum tech for a drummer.
Yeah, Andy Clements, who he just did a month or so with us, but he's bring me have a bit of an off year. So he messaged me, he was like, if you need me this year, I'm about. And I was like, really? For me? But it's definitely different. I think I'm a bit poisoned because I did it for so many years to the point where something's just like turned a little bit and I'm like,
you missed the
motherfucker.
spot.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you in song one? Like, bastard. Like, as you're playing, like,
that's wrong, man. But no, I honestly, when I started playing for Neck Deep, I was teching for myself. I was just setting my own drums up, packing my own studio, And then when I got a drum tech, it was so nice to not have to do that. But it definitely felt weird to give someone the keys to the car and sort of trust someone else. And like, it reminded me of times in my 9-10 years of doing it where I would fuck up and feel really bad about it, or someone would be really pissed off with me for something that I'd fucked up or something like that. And it was like, I remember those feelings of like, shit, like that sucks. Like I feel bad, I feel guilty, but I also feel a bit shitty that someone's talked to me like that. But then at the same time, it's in the heat of a gig. It's like in a football match, someone's cursing at somebody and you just it's at the end of it, it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you just want everything to be perfect for the show. So it is what it is. But like, it definitely reminded me to just remember where you came from and like also remember how you got there and remember that they're just doing a job and don't be a diva. Don't be a diva. And it's also something that I think, like, if something falls out of place or something breaks, like I can fix it. Like, I know I can fix it.
Yeah.
Like, I set my own shit up here in the practice room all the time. Like, I change my kit so much because I'm always searching for perfection. So it's amazing having a drum tech, and it's great to not have to set them up. And there's no buts to it because it's awesome. But also, you're giving somebody else a job within your camp, and it's adding a dynamic that has been really welcome. Like, I don't have a solid drum tech. Well, maybe do now, but I've always just been able to pick my friends that I've made throughout the time. It's like, you free for this? And they're like, yeah. And it's like sick. So that's been lovely. But also, it's been funny having drum techs when you sit down and hit it and be like, I never made it sound like that. That's amazing. How are you doing that, Fred? Or like, Andy, how have you done that? Like,
They're just there with their 50 quid. Like, oh yeah.
yeah, it's more than that. Times have changed, but yeah, it's nice. How can it not be nice? You know, it's awesome. You can't complain.
Can I
Or
ask
you
one
can
more
complain.
question about it?
Yeah, go for it.
When you pick a drum tech,
Yeah.
do you have a meeting where you bring them and you're like, this is what I want you to do? This height, this angle, or do they just have to wing it on the day? Do they show up at the gig and they're like, I'll just set it up?
Yeah, I mean, we'll always do practice and pre-pro. I usually
wondered.
just take photos. I'll get the tape measure out and measure from the edge of the cymbal to the floor. I'll measure from the bottom of the snare to the floor and the top of the snare to the floor. I'll measure everything. I'll take photos from above. I'll take photos of how the stands interlock. If I've got a carpet, I like to practice with no drum carpet in there because it feels nicer. Then when you put a carpet on a carpet, it kind of takes a bit of that like abrasion away. But I'll mark the carpet out with like the drum hooves or like the mat markers. And a lot of the time I try to have it ready where it's just like the kit's here and I've set it up and then they can come in and look at it, mark it however they want to mark it. And then they've got their process. And there's very few times I've had to be like, this is how I want it, because I've sort of just given them, as I was a drum tech, would get a handover from somebody or would have to make a handover and be like, this is it, here's the measurements, here's how this goes together. So it's pretty easy for that. It's usually just fly shows where you turn up and it's backline lottery of what are you going to get and how bad's the hardware, how good's the hardware, what drums, what drums are they in shape, do they have heads on them? And then at that point it's like, it's hot as fuck. You're in Indonesia or you're in Australia on a fly show and it's like throwing it together and they've got 2 hours to throw it together at the best of their ability. And you just have to accept little losses of like, this is what it is.
You try to get it as close
as you possibly can. I mean, I can take as much as we can in pellies and shit like orcs, hats, arms and splash arms and, you know, I'd take my pedal and snare and cymbals everywhere. So those are constants, but like shells are always different. But yeah, it's...
Mate, I want to go and measure my kit now and figure out what am I, a 42-inch man? Am I a 16 centimeters man? Did you know this? That there's tape measures involved?
Yeah, I've never got the tape measure out for that.
B&Q on the way home, I think, boys.
Obviously, you were then the drum tech for Neck Deep and then joined them as the drummer. How did that feel?
Daunting. It's scary. I'd played one show on the Blink-182 tour in
fucking handbrake on.
I was the drummer. Wow, that was a scary
handbrake
day.
on Travis Barker in real life.
Dude, I had to go on his fucking spinny thing. You know, the cage. I've got a video of it on my phone. I'll show you in a bit. Yeah.
Oh my.
Send the
mate,
video.
that shit is crazy. Like,
I feel like I just went off the edge of a roller coaster when you said that, and I wasn't even there.
I don't know how he plays his drum solo doing that, but because they have to test it every day, the roll cage.
Yeah.
Because that's all they were doing. Yeah, it was Blink, Lil Wayne, Neck Deep, which is
fucking hell.
Crazy.
Who's wedged him in there?
He would do his drum solo because they would do Take Off Your Pants and Jacket in full.
Oh my
I can't even remember. I think so. They did that as a floor show.
It's the best album.
And then backdrop would go up, and then they'd have his kit in the cage. And then midway through that second set, he would have his drum solo, and it would spin around and all this. And they obviously test it every day, and they just choose somebody from the tour party to sit in the seat, get strapped in, and like. The moment it starts moving, you're like, oh. When it goes upside down, his drum tech was like, try hit the kick pedal when you're upside down. It's impossible. Like, it's literally impossible because the force is backwards and like, obviously the pedal, you can't do it, but it's fucking crazy. Like, how you can play a drum solo as well as he does while moving upside down. Like, I know the Parkway one is pretty crazy. I'm not saying the Blink one is any crazier. It's just like, I know what the Parkway one does this, but Travis is just... It's insane.
It's like a gyroscope thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. But I had to play one show on that tour. I'd barely had any sleep, and I knew the set because I'd, ingrained in my brain from listening and watching it. But it was very much like, okay, so got through it. A couple terrible mistakes that were just like, what are you doing? But it was a very much out of body experience of just like watching myself from above play these songs that you know in your head, but it's taking them from your head to your hands in 4 hours notice is different. But then when it got to joining Neck Deep and playing, I had to get good quick. I think I went into myself a little bit because I'd barely played drums for 8 years. I'd always been a drummer growing up in college, and like I was saying earlier about metal, double pedal, and then college and education style of music and all that. Like, that was when I was really good at drums, and then I started drum teching, and I never had time to play drums because I feel like that's the thing. Most drum techs, if you're not in it as a career pro, most drum techs are filling their schedule with being around drums and just everything that they do is drums, that eventually they'll step into a point where they can get a playing gig. And I know so many now that have done that and are now playing, but it was daunting. I had to go into myself a little bit and sort of like the confidence was on the floor. I mean, the neck deep drum parts are notoriously hard. I had to get better. Like I had to get a lot better. I remember the first tour, the UK tour that we did post-COVID, where I played the full tour. I remember the first hits of Sonderland is like da-na, 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 and I think I blacked out on the first and was like just absolute panic attack, and then was just like come in and just it was in Ireland. If you ever find a video of, I think it was Dublin, I fucked the intro so bad. But by the end of the tour, I'd got it and I could start to like really feel confident in that. And then we had a bunch of touring that year, but it was very spaced apart. And I had to like really sit myself down and be like, I need to get better. I need to get better at technique again. I need to get better at confidence. I need to start figuring out how I play. Because I hadn't done so for 8 years, and I hadn't had my own kit for 8 years. And things had changed. Technology with drums had got better. Hardware had got better. Like drums had got better. You know, pedals had got better. Like the early DW pedals and Iron Cobras had come on like 4 or 5 models. So I was like, what do I like? What do I need? And all the time, I just finished teching for Youngblood, and I had been teching for Architects for about 2 years. So I got a Roland when we went to record Shut the Fuck Up in Orlando. I got a Roland from Guitar Center. And while they were doing all the music bed, I was tracking drums last. I bought this Roland, silly amount of money, and then I ended up flying it home in suitcases. It's here somewhere. I just set it up in the house that we had and was just like trying to play the song so I record it. And then I ended up bringing this home. We had a bunch of time to get better. I really had to get better. So I started practicing like 8 hours every day. And one day I had these, can I say about weed or drugs or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, big
so
time.
My mum's going to watch this. So I had these edibles. Mr. Kipling, like edibles.
Them country slices.
And literally, exactly. That was what they were. And I ate one before I practiced one day. And I was just like, made this playlist to get better. So I would just play this playlist every day. I think it started with like, what's the fucking Maroon 5 song? Harder to Breathe.
Yeah. Did not think we'd be going Maroon 5.
Me neither. So Harder to Breathe into Miracle Love by Matt Corby, into, you know, Vibe Change, Show Me How to Live, Audio Slave, and then Vibe Change again, like Maren Morris, and just
feels very Guitar Hero of you.
Right.
This playlist.
That's what I thought.
Back
but
to
it
his
was
origins.
they're just simple songs. You know, get good at the simple stuff again. Get good at the foundation of what it is, instead of just trying to rip and just everything. I was like, get good at the foundation. But I closed my eyes when I was playing. About 3 hours later, I realized I hadn't opened my eyes once. I just played this playlist through and through and through, and I was really fucking stoned. And I was loving it. I was like, this is amazing. I can feel it. Like, I can feel the difference. I was like, looking at it, I'd started to feel like I'm a bit of a passenger to my own body. Like, there's stimulation, there's things happening. Like, it feels weird. Like, I can see my body moving, but I've not done this in 8 years. And I just was like, that was kind of nice. So I did it again the next day, and I started like playing fills better and feeling better, and like feeling the like dexterity and articulation of like a quiet ghost note to like really getting into the feel of grip and technique and stick rebound and everything like that, and like really trying to place like kicks properly. I was always like linear fills, so I would always try like everything linear, you know, fitting the kick in the gap properly and not just like slopping it. And then I did it again the next day. And after that week, it was like, this changed my life. And I started to get a lot better, like quickly. And then the first show comes, and first note, I'm like, nope, this feels mental. Close my eyes. I was like, oh, perfect. And just breezed it. And ever since, I've not been able to open my eyes when I play shows.
The whole time it's closed. I've seen clips
Even now, like, I mean, there's certain fills that I've got, and there's certain bits in the set that I'll open my eyes and be like,
mate, like a Shaolin monk.
yeah, there's certain bits I'll open my eyes, and there's now like Sam will come to me because I film every show now with a GoPro, right? And there's bits now I'll just be watching the show back, and Sam's just coming up to me like screaming at me, and I'm like, I can't hear what you're fucking saying. But I've just got so many clips of him screaming. But yeah, I can't. There's certain bits, certain fills that I'll open my eyes, and certain bits before like certain cues in, I'll open my eyes or I'll have a look. But like for comfort, feel, and confidence, it's all on feel of and it sounds weird. I know I can see with my eyes open, but like I know where everything is. And because I've practiced it so much with my eyes closed, it's just like second nature. So like, you know, I can.
If there was a drummer on earth that needs a good drum tech, it's you.
Yeah, put anything in the wrong place and
They're
you
an
fuck
inch
me.
out,
Yeah.
I mean, going back to Travis Barker as well, when I watched him recently, he does that solo and he just
with
puts
a
like
towel
a towel
on his head, dude.
But it's like, that's nothing compared to what you're doing. The whole set.
Yeah, but he's
He's
Travis
just in the
Barker,
song,
and he
yeah.
can do that. He can.
Yeah.
I mean, his drums, man. Just to red herring it. Have you ever heard about how he has his drums tuned?
No, and I'm really excited actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you Travis Barker? Are you Blink?
Big time.
Okay.
My dog is called Travis after Travis Barker.
Love that.
And my jacket is also named after my dog. So there you go. Welcome to the babushka doll of Travis Barker.
The kit that he was using, definitely on because he had an acrylic in the cage, but his kit on the floor show, that was one that I could sort of sit on most days and be like, whoa. His drum tech Daniel. Drum tech Daniel owns, what's it called? Is it OC?
OCDP.
OCDP. Unbelievable drum tech, by the way. Like guru of it. He didn't massively like me asking him questions, but he would influence you or help you by making jokes at you. Be like, if they're not in tune now, they never will be. And you're like, God damn it. But so he's all on feel, right? Because he's a marching drummer. Like, this is what we could decipher from it. And Andy seems to think the same thing. But his bottom heads are coated. So his bottom head is all tone and his top head is all feel. They're so tight, like this tight. But that makes sense when he's
bouncing off of them.
all around the kit. Like it makes so much sense, and it makes sense that the bottom would be tone because then if the top head is loosening as you're playing, bear in mind he hits hard. Like they play a lot of songs, and they're not slow drum parts.
No,
he's killing it. Like it makes sense if a head starts to die or loosen or whatever, the tone is going to go. So the tone's never affected when it's on the bottom. And the feel is all on the top, and he can absolutely rag it around these drums because it's tighter. And I remember hitting it and be like, "What the fuck?" But it makes so much sense. So,
Genius! I did not know
that's
this.
one of the best things anyone's ever told me in my life. And I woke up from a week-long coma, and they said you've not died, and that wasn't as good as what you just said to me. And I hope the doctors hear that.
Right, and then moving on to the self-titled album that came out last year. One, incredible album. I listened to it. It's on my gym playlist.
Nice.
So for the listener on Wham, I listen to it all the time. Two, how was it recording that album? What was that process like?
Other than the climate stuff, this is the first record I've ever done. I'd done 2 singles with Neck Deep before, which was STFU and Heartbreak. But first full record I've ever done. And there was a lot of pressure. It was, it's a different voice. Like drumming is a voice, isn't it, in a band like Travis Barker. He's the voice of, obviously not the voice, but when I say voice, I mean like there's no one that plays drums like Travis Barker. Same with Lars. But like,
Yeah.
no one hits the hi-hats like you, mate. But it was pressure. It was pressure for sure. Like it was good and it was definitely like formative in a way of finding out what I can write and finding out because a bunch of the demos and stuff already had like drums on them, and there's certain bits that Sam and Seb and Ben would be married to, and there's bits that I would like fight to change, and there's bits that you just are part of the song and that's that, and just get on with it. Like not everything needs a stupid crazy fill, and not everything needs to be thought of to the nth degree. Like at the end of the day, I've sort of learned as long as Ben sounds good and you can hear the parts, like it's fine. Go off when there's space to go off, but other than that, it's very much like a vehicle with some taste and a flair here and there. But we recorded drums at Treehouse with Carl and Jim Pinder. Carl is their engineer and producer for like While She Sleeps, Bullet for My Valentine, Sleep Token. Great drum room, great producer, lovely dude. Like fucking love Carl, he's amazing. I had 6 days to do all 10.
Really?
Yeah, for the most part, it was good. I had fun. I was stressed, but I had fun. I think it was just like quite a lot of pressure. First record, a lot of that, like, what's it going to be like in 6 months from now? Sort of people listening to your parts, and then you're very like, it's my thing. I can only hear it, and then it's out in the world, and you've sort of got to let it be. And
you wouldn't know any of that from
Mate,
listening to it.
I'm genuinely like, what the fuck do you mean? Like they're beautiful.
there's some bits I would like to change. But
Really?
I suppose from just listening to it,
Yeah.
I think there's such a balance to the way that you've specifically that there's bits I like in Take Me With You. After that, I think it's the second chorus. You just do like a bit where it's just a blast beat. like you ga ga ga.
Oh
and
yeah,
then kind
the
of you
that's
exit
my
it.
favorite bit of the record. That the
Yeah, but it's
the-
it just happens there. The rest of the
Yeah.
song's not there,
The-
and it's just this. It's
It's
just this little engage. It re-engages. What the fuck's going on
So
here?
that bit came because the lyrics there are when Ben says explode. So when it goes when Ben says explode, then you change to the punk beat, and it's very
I'm glad to get an answer because I really wanted to ask about that bit. But yeah, there's just this wonderful craftsmanship throughout the whole. I felt throughout
Thank
the
you.
whole
Appreciate
album
that.
and the songs themselves. They made me reference like other bands in my head.
Do you like Transit?
Yeah.
You know, that's the Won't Be Like This, Phil, before the chorus.
Little Easter eggs.
Nicked it, stole
Oh
it,
my
don't
God.
care.
Don't care.
Seb and Sam as well, very good drum writers for guitarists and producers. Like there's some fills on that record that Seb wrote. There's some that Go Outside chorus with the offbeat China. Seb wrote that. Didn't need to change it. I probably wouldn't have come up with that.
It's refreshing
So,
to hear
yeah.
guitarists that come up with parts
Yeah.
that aren't impossible to play.
Sam
So.
in Dumbstruck, Dumbfuck, before the first chorus, he wrote that bit. Awesome.
Shout out.
No point changing it.
Yeah, is that nice when you're like, there's a
There's
bit
a
and you're
little
like, oh,
bit
great.
of your ego that hurts because you're like, oh, I wanted to do this, but then when you
Yeah.
when you think about it, it's like, well, it serves the song, it
Yeah.
sounds good,
Yeah,
and like,
and you've got the rest of the album to explore.
and they've thought about it in a drum forward way. It's there's some bits on every demo that guitarists are gonna write. I'm not fucking playing that, or that's impossible, or like the hats are too fast there. Do you know what I mean? Like. But they're very good drum writers for
I'm
guitarists.
picturing the producer that you said, like, just dragging in like a sleep token drum part, and you're like,
God,
delete
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
please. Like, I am not getting involved.
yeah, but it's beautiful, man. I thought the album. It's a truly great pop punk album. Speaking of pop punk albums, do you want to play a game?
I'd love to play a game.
Okay.
Go on then.
There will be a theme tune.
Sing the theme tune.
It's not been written yet, but it will be in the edit when you get it. It's called Neck Deep Diving the Pop Punk Greats.
We're neck deep diving the pop punk greats with Matt Powles from Neck Deep. Yeah, that's deep wordplay. So for this theme tune, I asked the pop punk great to come over to my house, and I just can't wait. If you know the lyrics to this brand new song, then sing along. Now everybody, here's Tom DeLonge.
Where am I and why have you taken my pants and jacket? I'm cold, I'm scared, I'm cold and I'm alone.
Brilliant.
It's you against Alex, Matt.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Do you know what's funny? Just before, I was never a pop punk kid.
Well, you're
clearly
So
not.
I might lose this.
Just sat there in a Metallica t-shirt. You might lose it yet, but you'll be glad to know it's like a guessing game.
Okay.
So I've got 6 great pop punk albums, and I just want you guys to guess the year of release.
Okay.
Whoever's the
He's
closest,
sat up straight.
whoever is the closest will win. I don't know if you guys have got your phones on you, but you want to use it for notes?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I might need you to write down the answers. And I was supposed to get a pen and paper, but I did not.
All right.
I also forgot to bring some equipment for Joel. You know.
All right, I'm on notes,
Joel's
just so you
furious
know
at me.
I'm not on Google.
Yeah, no Googling, please. Yeah, honesty box rules.
Just on the notes app.
Okay. So what I'll have you do is I'll give you the album. I'll give you the artist as well.
Yeah?
If we want to comment on if we like the album or not, we can. You'll probably go, shit, it's not Metallica.
Yeah. Wasn't on Guitar Hero, so
Write down
fuck
your
off.
answer and then read your answers out. Show them if you want to. Joel, if you want to be an adjudicator, make sure no one's cheating.
Is it first answer?
Yeah, we'll do
Okay.
first answer, then we'll do the second one.
Okay.
You're winning points as we go. Are you ready?
Sure.
Yes.
The first album is by Sum 41, All Killer, No Thriller. Can we guess the year of release? Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I mean, what a band.
What a band. What an album. In talking of being deep, am I into neck deep?
Fuck's sake.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Oh,
We're talking to Matt Powles, talking to Matt Powles, yeah. Have you got your guesses?
I've got it.
Okay. Matt, what have you got? What's the year you've got?
I went 2001.
Okay.
I also went 2001.
It is 2001, and here's what we're going to learn about the game, which I forgot to tell you. If you put the same answer and it's correct, cancels it out. No point. Nil point. Nil point.
Nil point.
So, move on. At the end of the game, whoever's got the most points wins. I like to give you the rest of the rules after we started the game. Okay, number 2, Blink-182's Enema of the State. What year was that released? No Googling, please. Joel, please adjudicate. Okay, Joel's involved. Here we go. Joel could win a bag of Tang Fastics. Here's another rule of the game. You win a bag of Tang Fastics if you win. Do we have our answers?
Yeah, I do.
Alex, what have you written?
2003.
Okay. Matt, what do you
I
think?
can't lie. 1999.
Joel?
99 as well.
Lads, you're both correct.
Come
it's
on.
1999. You're in though, Joel. Cancels it out now,
I'm
boys.
just happy I got it right. I'm just
Yeah.
happy I got it right.
Neil Poir.
Oh, I was thinking the self-titled.
Yeah, too late, mate. Number 3. Got no more rules left of the game.
Ben and
We all
Seb are
know
going to be
what's
so
going on.
proud of me that I got that right.
Are you
Well
ready?
done.
Fallout Boys from Under the Cork Tree. What year was that released? Little story about that album. Someone touched my listening to that album. So that's nice, isn't it?
Under the cork tree.
I played Dance Dance on Benny Greb's kit.
Oh,
When
yeah,
you
you did. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Have we got answers?
Yeah.
Matt, would you like to go first?
I just changed it a year later, but 2006.
Okay.
Oh, I went 2002.
Okay.
06.
You've both put 06. It's 2005.
Oh, I changed it from 5.
Did you? Oh, you could have had a point. It's Neil Poir. Neil Poir, no points on the board.
Okay, all right.
It's a fucking nightmare, this
so
game.
it's all 0-0.
Right, number 4, 0-0. Please, someone get it. It's Taking Back Sundays. Tell all your friends.
Now I'm
Oh,
fucked.
Come on. What do you think? Stab in the dark. I like this album. Can't remember if Fred was on this one. Was Fred on this one?
yeah.
Yelling in the background. Love Fred.
Yeah, he's always yelling away.
Who's got answers?
All right, I've got an answer.
What are you thinking?
I've gone 2004.
Okay.
2003.
Okay. Matt, you're on the board. It was 2002. You're closest to the answer. No one's blocked you out. 2002.
He's done it.
Matt's got 1 point, and we've got two left to go. Right, question 5. Wonder Years, The Greatest Generation. Okay. I put this in here because I wanted, like, you know, a slightly more current pop punk band in terms of the other ones. They're OGs.
Can I be honest? I don't listen to them. I don't.
Yeah,
know
be
them.
honest. There's no point lying. What's the point in lying?
All right.
You know, I was honest earlier about From Under the Cork Tree. Sure. Right, do we have answers?
Yeah.
Joe, would you like to go first? All right. Matt, would you like to go first?
2012.
Okay.
I went 2011.
Okay.
13.
Joel, you're right. It's 2013. Joel's got a point on the board. Right.
Upset if I got that wrong.
There's one left, and I think it's going to be a popular one with everyone. And if we need a tiebreaker, we do have them. It's Paramore's Riot. Year of release. Misery Business. Got answers?
Yeah.
What you got, Alex?
2006.
Okay. Joel?
5.
Okay.
2007.
Mr. Matt Powell. 2007.
Is it?
2 points
Come
on the
on.
board.
Congrats.
He's
Come
won the
on.
game. He's won the Tang Fastics.
Can you eat
Thank
sweets?
you. Of course.
Yeah, can you eat sweets?
I can.
Do you want me to
Thank
chuck them
God.
at you now?
Just throw them at me, yeah.
Which do you prefer, donuts or Tang Fastics?
Tang Fastics. Do you know a little hack for these?
Huh?
Put them in the freezer.
Right.
They're just different.
They're
frozen.
colder. Yeah.
No, they last longer. They're chewier and they're better.
Right. I think I need food to last longer for sure because I eat too fast, but they're different. Has destroyed Joel. Well, that was neck deep dive in the pop punk greats, and you've won,
Thank you.
which is fantastic.
Congrats.
Wait, hang on. Where is it? I moved it.
What?
Oh, the trophy. It's over there.
Yeah, it's over
Pass
there.
him the trophy
Pass the man the trophy.
very quickly because I'm
Thank
big
you.
into football. Talk to us about this trophy.
Yeah, what is this trophy?
This was Soccer 6 at Mile End Stadium, Rock and Metal Champions. It was when me and Sam were in Climates and we played. I think we beat Blitz Kids in the final, or yeah. But it was just bands play football against each other, and there was me and Sam, and we got all our mates that play football to just come and play with us, and we won. It was great. We won on penalties.
Get in.
Oh, I mean, talking to mates that play football, my mate Joe played for Nottingham Forest.
Fuck off.
So,
What's his name?
so I'm friends with Joe Lolly.
Joe Lolly. Forest legend.
So he used to play football with me at school. It would be us two up front together. He could kick the ball that hard. He broke my dad's fingers when he was in
Really?
goal.
Man, love Joe Lolly.
But
What
Joe,
a player.
what a lad.
Yeah,
But
what a
shout
player.
out Lolly, number 10.
He lives in Australia
Yeah,
now, right?
Yeah, it's
think so.
him. He plays with Douglas Costa is on the other wing.
Natural, as you do.
Mental.
Don't know who these people are, but I like his second name. Lick, lick, lick.
Right.
Shout out Joe.
Recently played Slam Dunk, Insane Festival. How
good.
was that?
It was great. We had loads of production and fire and rises. It was great. We had a great time. It was good. A bunch of good bands played that day as well. A lot of like upcoming great drummers. It was the level of drummers there was pretty high.
Who was
Reynolds from Stray, obviously.
my God.
Had to
I mean,
fix his
yeah.
pedal. His double pedal broke.
Because he's a beast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he was just looking around for drummers, and then he locked eyes with me, and he was like,
Oh,
"Fuck's
he
sake."
locked eyes. So scared. It's like Brock Lesnar looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet Pill, drummer from Sweet Pill. Have you heard of Sweet Pill?
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. Like, incredible. I don't know how he plays like that. It looks like he's feathering them, but his technique is incredible. John from Knuckle Puck, left-handed maestro, great drummer. Kev from Landmarks, fucking Atom Willard from Trio.
Oh,
God, he's so good. Dan from The Used, crazy good drummer.
The Used. I haven't thought about them in years.
Zumo was playing for Electric Callboy. So Brandon from Hot Mulligan, really good drummer. The level was high, really high. So yeah, but Slam Dunk was awesome. Had a good time.
Get in.
Any stories from places like Slam Dunk or other tours you've done that you feel like you'd like to
How
share?
many do you need or want? Embarrassing stories or funny stories?
If
Or
you've got a story about being naked, locked in a Portaloo, please tell us now. Okay, so safe space.
I mean, Indonesia, the toilets in Indonesia, I got food poisoning in Indonesia and I had to strip off completely naked to shit in a hole in the ground. That was not my... I think that was my lowest moment to the point where anything
How
after
deep was
that...
the hole?
It was a toilet.
That was the lowest moment, Joe.
Oh,
really thought
it
it
went
was gonna
over
fucking
straight over
land.
my head. Yeah, and
You're
there
in
was
the
just loads of Indonesians outside the cubicle waiting, just laughing because there's me.
Where'd you leave your clothes?
They have there's like a little hook, so I just managed to hook them all, and I was like, I just can't shit on my clothes.
Yeah.
I'm about to get on a plane. If I walk out this toilet and there's shit on me,
Yeah.
and it's my shit, like how bad is that day? That's probably the lowest tour story I've got. I mean, in terms of like on stage stories,
I saw the video of you drinking out a shoe.
oh, in Australia,
Yeah, that was a good laugh.
lovely, isn't
Shoey?
it? Yeah, I hate them, man. They're so bad.
It's a shoe you've worn, isn't it?
No, it was someone else's shoe.
Oh, fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
Bad.
Whose shoe?
No idea. Someone from the crowd. That was bad.
Is it, what's the flavour?
Just fucking VB and Oda, innit? Really.
VB Long.
There was one time when I was playing for Climates, we were playing the tracks off an iPod, and it would be only me on click. So I would count every song in, and then I'd be on the click. And the power on the stage jumped, and everything stopped, and then started again, and we're still playing, and then the click comes back in, and it's way off. We're like behind now. So instead of just stopping, which I should have done, I just pretended I got electrocuted and walked off stage. Which, at the time, if you're to problem solve that or troubleshoot that, there's no way that I could have got electrocuted.
Talk me through pretending. In my head, you're
Yeah,
like,
can you do it? Can you reenact it for us?
It was more like rip my ears out. I was like, fuck. And then just walked off stage and everyone was like, you're all right. And I was like, I'm fine. The track skipped. Just go on and say I got electrocuted because the power jumped, and it seemed like a logical explanation.
I'm picturing you like spiking your hair up and everything. Really
Gel.
sad.
Get the gel. Yeah. But nah, other embarrassing ones.
I did not think you were going to say that. Of all the things you were going to say, pretending you got electrocuted was not it.
It's a terrible excuse. I should have just said the power jumped and we need to start the song again.
I feel like one of those compensation. Have you been electrocuted at work? You're
on,
like,
on stage
Did your jeans get ruined in Indonesia?
with your own shit. When I was drum teching, I think his first hit of a song, like a cymbal nut, like flew off, and I could see it on stage, and I was like, I'll just grab it and put it back on, because if the cymbal flies off, that's even worse. So I ran up, fixed it, jumped down, ran back round the riser. But as I ran back round the riser, I ran into the riser, fell over the riser, and naturally just, you fall over, you're just grabbing for anything. Grabbed the backdrop, pulled it down, and wrapped myself in it. And this is in the first fucking song.
Earlier when you were like, I wasn't that good of a drum tech. And I was like, no, you were. And I'm like, I think you were right, actually.
Yeah. You fucking sucked. First gig with Architects, Liverpool Academy, get into Gone with the Wind, double pedal bar comes off. Spent the whole song trying to fix it, but because of the amount of stands and whatever, I'm just trying to he played the whole song on one foot.
Mental.
Not with the double kicks,
Yeah, but
just sort of. I think he got to the point where he just lost
He lost hope.
doing this for all of it. And it's kind of funny, and I felt so bad. I was like, I'm going to get so fired.
Is that the worst thing to try and fix when it breaks? Because the feet are like people they're playing, you'll get on
Yeah,
the floor.
and it's under and you can't see, and it's that kind of thing where you're like holding the pedal back and then holding the bar and trying to get it
Yeah.
on, and then getting the bar on and then tighten it, and it's like you get the bar on, it falls off, and you're like, fucking. I spent the whole song trying to fix it. I fixed it by the end of the song, but that
Too
was
late then.
against the point, wasn't it? Like the song with all the double kicking, he played on one foot. But that happens. Like every drum tech should have their first gig should be a nightmare. Like Slam Dunk this year, my beater flew out my pedal.
What?
Yeah, and Mark, my drum tech, I was like, Mark. And he was like, what? And I was like, that. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, that. And he was like, shit. Luckily, it was towards the end of the song, but it's a rite of passage. We've had some weird shit happen. Like, we've had a couple near-death experiences, aside from music, like Savannah in Georgia and Warped Tour in 2017, and we're in this bar with Creeper upstairs, and I remember Will wanted to sing Meatloaf on karaoke, and we were like, come on, man, it's midnight. I've been out since like fucking 2 p.m. Everyone's pissed. It's warm. It's 4th of July, busy as fuck. And start singing Meatloaf, and then all these people just run upstairs crying, and we were like, what's going on? And some like SUV drove into the square and just started out the window. And like 4 or 5 people got shot, and then car like crashed into this building, and these police with death bringers, massive, the biggest guns you've ever seen. I think they maybe sorted it out, and then we had got locked down in the bar, and then like escorted back to the Warped Tour. But that didn't even make state news in Georgia at the time.
Get to finish Meatloaf though.
You know what? Will Gold from Creeper and Meatloaf saved our lives.
Yeah.
Not everyone can say that.
No.
Moving on to your drum gear as well. Feels mental going on to it from what we just spoke about, but we saw the kit earlier when we got here, but the Ludwig camo kit.
Yeah, it's kind of camo. It's blue olive oyster, but it's kind of camo in it.
It's close enough.
It's close enough. I was lucky enough to get endorsed by them. Eddie Thrower actually sort of helped that become a reality.
Shout out Eddie.
He's a genius. They don't do that finish on an oak. And I was like, please, I need it. And they were like, it's going to be a bit more money. And I was like, well, you know, pride and joy and all that. So I had to choose it. Yeah. I love like a solid finish and like the sparkle. And a lot of the Ludwig finishes are lovely, but yeah, glad they did that. And Ludwig are great drums, but I love it.
So this is possibly the only only oak kit in the world with that finish?
Unless someone else has asked for it, but maybe. Yeah. I think they do it on
Trendsetter.
I think they do it on the maple. I might be wrong, but it's definitely a standard finish on one of the series. But yeah, it's that. I think that is the only oak that I know of that has that finish. I mean, everyone says that they love that finish. I get loads of messages about it all the time.
Yeah, it's like a rare Pokemon card.
Yeah, like a Zapdos. Talking of big shiny yellow bastards, can we talk about your cymbals?
We can.
Lovely segue.
Mine.
Yours all.
What's that? Sorry.
Pepsi's hitting me.
Luckily, I think I'm lucky with mine, to be honest. I'm not a big drummer name. I'm not a big, I'm not an Instagram drummer. I want to ask you about that in a minute, but just on your thoughts of it on Instagram drummers.
Oh, okay.
But Joe, my friend Joe Whitmore, he is the A&R for UK Minor, and
Joe at Minor.
Joe at Minor.
Shout out.
Love Joe at Minor. Forest fan.
Yeah.
Just hooked me up and sorted it out, and I asked for something, and he's like, "Yeah, we can try it." Like, I've always wanted to have my ride on a straight stand because it just feels nice.
Yeah.
I like it when it's boomed, but like it just feels nice.
It looks nicer. It looks cleaner, doesn't it?
But I can't do it with the 21. It's too small. He sent me the new hammered 22 and loved that. But yeah, they were always the cymbals when you were younger that they always felt so out of reach because they were so expensive.
Yeah.
Such high quality. And you could get like the budget lines Zildjians for, like the Z Rangers, and they were the sort of affordable or like Peisty. But yeah, it is a bit of a joke that I just get to say, can I try this? And he's like, yeah, sure. I mean, there's some that I'm banned from because I'll break them. I will break them. Like the thin, the super
like
thin
the foundry,
stuff, the foundry, the vintage, like can't have them. And you don't want to take the piss either. Like they're so good to me. Like the hammered hats, the 15s. I was like, can I please? Because I play 2 hats, which a lot of people are like, why do you have 2 hats? But for me, in my brain, is if I'm doing something here on the left one and I've got like a big cross your body fill.
Yeah,
I play it on the right side. I'd have to cross my body, and then I'm not going to hit something. And
is the right one closed, like fixed closed, or do you have a little
No, I don't have a pedal for it. But if I'm going to use it closed, I'll just close it for the song and then open it back up if I need.
Such a good idea, man.
Yeah, but lucky with Meinl.
Oh, just quickly, at the beginning of you speaking about being with Meinl and how lucky you are because you're not a big Instagram drummer, I'm not going to play it down because I only live once, and if I don't say it now, I'll never say it. You're a beast.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
We're now going to move on to the Drum Social playlist. This is where each guest picks 3 songs. It can be songs that you've played on, songs that you're inspired by. You can take it wherever you want.
Okay. Start with the new Static Dress song, Face, Sam Ogden, the best drummer.
I haven't
heard it.
You haven't heard it, mate. Almighty. Sam Ogden is next level. He's like Aaron Gillespie 2.0 on fucking steroids.
I fucking love that. He's my Ginger Prince.
Ginger Prince.
I love
Mate,
Aaron
listen
Gillespie.
to Static and watch. If you follow Sam Ogden, get him on this podcast. He is next level good. But that song also rips. Really good band.
We're coming for you,
Sam. Second one, Do Not Look Down. Meshuggah.
Fucking my sugar's
Chaos.
out.
How can it not? How
Yeah.
can you not? You know, like how do you do it?
Yeah.
I tried to learn Meshuggah and
I think we've all done it where you put the song on and you're like, okay, maybe I'll watch like a YouTube lesson on it. And you're like, I'm not good enough at maths to play this song.
The one I got closest to was Swarm.
Right, yeah.
Because it has the digga 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 digga, and you could that was good to just drill that for like minutes and minutes, and then when he starts changing the snare on it, and I was like, fucking
Forget about
Christ, just forget about it. But yeah, Thomas Park.
Yeah, get him in
Insane.
the playlist.
Last one, band called Pool Kids. They just released a new song yesterday. Easier said than done, but their drummer Caden,
Insane.
Crafty Caden, love the dude. I've never met him. I'm gonna meet him in Philly on this Story So Far tour we're doing later this year, but
Story So
he's
Far as well.
He's so good, man. Like he makes drums as well, I think, Caden. He works at Hawthorne Drum Shop and builds drums, and that's where I got the hats under the ride idea from. Just stole it from him. He is crazy good drummer.
I watched them at Moth Club and I was going with some mates, and then I didn't know where the gig was, and they were like all had tickets and I was already booked, and then I accidentally just Googled Pool Kids near me, and I was like, that's not a Google search.
Safe search.
Yeah, I was just like, what is that? And I was like, I see what I've done. Like, and it's just like, yeah, incredible band.
But he's really, really good drummer and really good band. And I hope they just signed to Epitaph, so I hope they fucking go far because I love that band. Really good.
Great show.
Get in. I mean, speaking of the tour, do you want to quickly shout out for the tour?
Yeah, the Story So Far.
Yeah, come to it, please. It's sick tour. I mean, I feel like it's since both bands have been doing it for plus 10 years now, like for nearly 15 years. Like, I feel like it's crazy. It's never happened, but Stokes is happening.
The emo kids in that crowd are just going to blow up.
I mean,
aren't they?
to be fair as well, the other two bands on it, Pain of Truth,
Right.
Nick Barker from Pain of Truth, crazy good drummer, just ripping full Avenged Sevenfold and Dream Theater in his basement at home, putting it on Instagram. That's a good way of doing it. He's ripping Dream Theater and putting it on Instagram. And then Origami Angel, a two-piece. It's like math rock emo. It's sick. It's going to be it's a great tour. Big venues. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, come to it if you're in America, and if you're not, then
Unlucky.
go to America.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are planes, man. Use them.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks so much for being on this. I don't know how to end it because on my notes I've put end and then tacos baby because you're
Tacos
taking
baby.
us, you're taking us for
I've got to
tacos.
tell the boys we're coming.
But yeah, thanks so much for being on
Yeah,
here.
thanks, man.
Before we finish, can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
Who are your favourite drummers? If you had to pick like three that really influenced you, or it might add in a few more minutes, but
All right,
considering
I can
you
run
always
through.
ask the questions, who are your favourite drummers? Travis
Yeah.
Barker.
Travis
Of
Barker,
course.
Obviously, Travis Barker. He gets
for me is
he
in
gets a
there.
hall pass.
Yeah, Steve Jordan, massive Steve Jordan fan,
Okay.
and then yeah, my Ginger Prince Aaron Gillespie.
I think Travis Barker. I can't get Benny Grove out my head.
So good.
He's got to go on the
I
list.
saw that video of him yesterday where he fucks up twice and stops the song twice. Have you seen it?
No,
Oh, mate, it's so funny. He gets to a point where it's like, da, 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 and then he comes into the measure wrong. And like, both the guitarists turn around and point at him and start creasing. And then they start the song again. He stands up and he's like, it was me. I fucked it. It was me. And they sit down and start the song again. And he gets to the same point and just goes,
oh my god,
I've never seen it, but I think some music page was using it as an example of like,
I mean it is
even the greatest fuck
Yeah.
up, you know?
Well,
Grove.
he'd get him off the list. I'll put Lang in instead. Take out the German, put in the Austrian. And then my third one, I'll go for Chris Coleman, because being in a room when he plays the drums, the vibrations that go into your body, there's something that happens. The
Yeah.
speed, the consistency,
Power.
absolute power. And the smile, like never not smiling, even when he's outputting like at 100%.
Did you go to a clinic?
I saw him, in PMT, I think it was. They held it. We
All
got
right.
tickets through. He pretty much just played and there was a few questions. But the best thing was, halfway through, I turned around and just against the wall, just leaning with his cap on, was just Richard Spaven, just nodding.
Who's Richard Spaven?
Richard Spaven's like a British drummer.
Okay.
He's like essentially like a drum machine in real life. It's
Oh.
insane. He like recreates drum and bass beats.
He
Oh.
plays for Loyal Kana.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he's
Sick.
insane.
I need to check him out.
But yeah, thanks so much for
No worries.
inviting
Thank you for
us
having
here.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks
Yeah,
for
thank
doing
you for
this.
having us.
Thanks everyone for listening. Like, share, subscribe, all of that business.
What a fucking day it's been.
What a time. This is mental. Tacos, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.